we have the English US patch notes, and we're going to scroll down, go through this. It looks like it's arriving tomorrow for most of the people in the evening, and the day after way early in the morning for everybody else. This is including the Accursed PvP tower, and we've talked about this a little bit with some of the pre-access footage that we had, and we're going to go ahead and break down a little bit more of the details. This looks like they have a little bit more description in the actual patch notes. So they mentioned the Accursed towers is a new game mode that features both PvE and PvP. From the footage I've seen, it was mostly just killing those same types of guardians that are in the battlegrounds. Clowns will compete to claim ownerships of the towers and thereby providing powerful bonuses to all clan members and opportunities to acquire new cursed items. Now, if you haven't seen my previous video, cursed items are essentially new items that have new beneficial, almost like set effects on standard legendary items, as well as have detrimental effects on the same piece of gear, and that gear pieces can be re-rolled. Players must be in a clan to participate in the Accursed towers. Now, also, these cursed items are not limited to the towers is a good point to be making here as well, as I know people are going to be wondering that. So yes, you can be a solo player and still get cursed items, is my understanding. I did specifically ask them this. So if we continue here, description below the cursed towers, only a bird's eye view of this. So we're going to get an image here. This is similar to the image I've shown already, which effectively shows you all the different towers. It looks like we were correct. There is over 40 towers, and you can see above them are the different benefits, rewards, etc. that come with them. It looks like some of these are maybe monster essence increase. We have like dungeon damage rewards, or dungeon damage bonuses. We have, I think this is like the Heliquary bonuses, for instance. I know one of these have combat rating for Heliquary, etc. So as we continue through this, we can see one of the most common questions was how many towers can each clan has, and it says right here up to 2 towers, which would make sense because we see the 2 towers right here, and then the contested towers would be the ones that you're either fighting to defend or fighting to acquire, etc. So you're only going to get 2 out of these. It looks like with 40 plus towers, at least 20 clans, so not just the top 10 clans. People that are not within the top 10 will have the opportunity to access this system as well. That seems smart. At the start of the season, players will see how many towers on the map to select from, all of which will be unclaimed towers. During the first week of the season, from Monday 3 a.m. to Saturday 7 p.m. server time, your clan leader can select a tower through the Accursed Towers menu and attempt to claim it for your clan, plunging your clan into a PvE match against Hell's minions for control of the tower by purifying it. Only 1 tower can be claimed per clan during the first week of the season. Now, I did not see this destroy, the minions and clear the PvE content. It looks like this is for the unclaimed towers, or once you've beat the PvP portion, you have to purify the tower essentially for yourself, which is just going to be some fairly easy PvE is what I would assume here. So moving on, while fighting demonic hordes for the control of the tower, your clan objective is to collect cursed shards from slaying demons. However, players can't simply attack enemies as they normally would. Okay, to deal damage to the foes, first you need to locate and activate the tower's cursed source. Okay, so this is sort of like Scarlet Monastery, where what you have to do is in that dungeon, you have to actually use the light to be able to damage the minions. Looks like it's the same sort of thing. Doing so will make the enemies vulnerable, allowing you to dispatch them and collect their cursed shards. Once the timer runs out, the top 10 clan members with the highest cursed shards amount will have them added to your team's total. Clan can choose to do as many runs to collect the cursed shards at the same tower as they desire, but only the highest team will be retained. If your clan has collected the most cursed shards among all clans vying for that specific tower by Saturday at 7 p.m. server time, then your clan will claim the tower. So break this down, aka in the beginning, no one owns the towers, so we all have to compete for the towers. We're all going to try to do the clan tower system. Everyone can participate, but the 10 best players will be your clan's score. And if your clan's total score is better than the other clan's total score, then your clan wins the tower. So this sounds like everyone can do this, which is nice because we were worried about being an inclusive thing. And then the top 10 clan members will have the highest score. And then from there, it goes into 10 VT, 10 PvP to defend the tower is the way I understand. But let's scroll down and continue. Claiming a tower is cause for celebration, but now you must defend it. Hell's minions will attempt to retake their stolen home. Once your corruption meter reaches a certain amount, demonic incursions will follow. Members of your clans must come to defend your tower promptly, or else it will be lost and can be reclaimed by another clan. So you have to continually doing maintenance on this tower in PvE forms, and if you do not do your PvE maintenance, then it will be vulnerable for another clan. So let's continue. However, it seems you can power up your tower in order to defend your clan's tower against minions. Your clan leader can choose to power up your tower. Doing so will not only end the attacks on it from demons, but increase the bonuses provided by your tower and periodic rewards provided by the rewards chest inside of it. So there is periodic rewards. This would be the overtime nature, probably golden experience that we saw in the data mine. Be aware, as powering up your tower does come at a cost. Other clans would be able to challenge your clan to a PvP match for control of the tower. So instinctively, what this is telling me is if you are in the strongest clan possible, then your clan will immediately choose to level this up and would choose to defend against PvP matches instead of having the lower tier ones. However, if you are not as strong of a clan and it looks like we're going to have a lot of these towers, your clan can choose to claim it and then only defend against the PvE. That is what I am seeing here. You might get lower rewards, but you do not risk the threat of whales coming and stomping you out. You can also choose to look, hey, do other clans already have, like the strongest clans already have their 2 towers? They're not going to go for a 3rd tower. And so for that reason, you could then choose to upgrade your tower after that has happened as well, would be the logic I would think. So let's go ahead and continue contesting a tower through PvP. Here's the PvP mode. You can see people are fighting. This is the nice little paint drawing I did earlier of the diagonal proportional map with the different towers. The rewards gained from towers sound desirable, right? The other clans in your server will certainly think so. Starting the 2nd week of the seasons, clans have a chance to have a 2nd tower under their control. From Saturday 9 p.m. to Sunday 12 a.m. server time, clans should be able to attempt a challenge for tower ownership from another clan through an all-out PvP system. So over the weekend, PvP is going to happen on these towers, effectively. It looks like at night. Should your clan prevail, they will not only leave with bragging rights in a new tower to receive periodic rewards, but they'll also have a bevy of rewards from participating in the PvP match, which can include cursed items. This is one part I'm concerned about. I would prefer to have this be a reward for everyone within the clan. If only the 10 players who are selected into the clan are getting these cursed items as reward, this means only the whales effectively are getting cursed items. Unless, I'm in a strong clan now, unless the clan just decides to allow me to be able to participate in this PvP, I will both not have access to showcasing the PvP as well as not having access to the cursed items. So I would have to rely entirely on the generosity of the clan, considering me as one of the top 10 strongest, as I know we have a significant amount of PvP participants, for instance. So this is one part that me, as somebody who would not be selected as the top 10, is entirely concerned about, and I think is a valid concern coming from other players. I'm sure we'll see after this video releases. Let's continue here. Because the first season of the Cursed Tower begins midweek, the schedule for the first week would differ from subsequent seasons. The gameplay itself will be detailed above. Here's the schedule. March 30th after maintenance period, the 31st at 3 a.m. server time, clan leader would decide which tower they would like to claim. So we're going in the 31st here. 31st through April 1st, server time, collect cursed shards at chosen tower. Cursed shard clans are counted, and the clan with the most at each tower claims that tower on the April 1st, 7 p.m. server time. So these are actual scheduled type of events, aka like Shadow Wars, for instance. Now we're going to get into the part that I am mostly interested in. I'm going to be honest, this Cursed Tower thing is a new PvP mode, and I know a lot of people are excited about it, but the part of it that everyone gets to participate in is the PvE. The PvP, not everyone gets to participate in. I actually doubt, if I'm being honest, unless I join an even weaker clan or become a clan leader again, I doubt I literally get to see any of this that is not the PvE mode. I think I'm on the bench literally permanently if I had to guess. And I think that's going to be the same for a lot of people. So for that reason, I'm actually more so concerned about the cursed items. And not so much concerned as I think excited is probably the right terminology here. Let's continue. Cursed items are a new type of legendary item that have a cursed property. They are obtainable from completing PvP matches and can also be dropped by enemies while collecting cursed shards from a PvE match. Cursed items come with both a positive and negative property attached to them. Neither property will activate unless you have at least one other cursed item equipped that shares the same positive property. So if you have 6 cursed items and they all have different properties are effectively sets, then neither of the positive or negative effects will happen. This is actually nice because if you get one cursed item that's an upgrade, another one that's an upgrade, and they don't have the same set piece, then you're not getting the negative properties associated with them. If you have 2 or more equipped cursed items, you will receive both the positive and negative effects from both. Positive properties will grow as you equip multiple cursed items with the same positive property, with incurring at 4 and 6 items. So let's continue with some examples here. Let's say you have shoulders with the following positive and negative properties. Your summoning skills have a chance to release a demonic roar, dealing damage to nearby enemies. Increases the cooldown of dash skills. So you can see some of these negative properties are going to be not as big of a deal as others. For instance, if this was decreases the duration of beneficial effects, that's a pretty significant negative one. But increasing the cooldown of some dash skills might not be as big of a deal if I summon a necromancer. So we continue. When you stumble across a pair of boots with the following positive or negative, summoning skills have a chance to release demonic roar and reduces primary attack damage. Since both of them share the positive, equipping both will provide you with their shared positive, but also their negative. So you would receive both reduced primary as well as the cooldown dash, but you would get the property of this would actually happen. Increases the cooldown of skill and reduce primary. Yep, they would receive that. Cursed items act as a double-edged sword. It can provide you with extremely powerful bonuses that will boost your character's build. So basically, we're all going to figure out what the negative property that no one cares if you actually have is, and we will all just keep grinding until we get only those negative properties, and then we will put the correct positive properties that we want onto the items. That's basically how the min-maxing is going to go. Dread Reaver Dungeon. Now, we showed a little bit of footage of this. So the Dread Reaver Dungeon is a brand new dungeon experience that is Hell 5+ after completing the quest Trail of Terror. So we're going to have a new storyline quest to unlock, basically, like we did with the Scarlet Dungeon. Climb aboard and continue the main quest of Diablo Immortal, track the exclusive Cult of Terror, and try to reclaim a stolen World Stone shard before they can deliver it to one of their leaders, the Bride of Hell. Bride of Hell is aka the Sea Witch, some lady that's basically, I'm on a boat and it's going fast, and we're going to be on a boat. We're going to fight some corrupt dude. I should say, actually, on a boat. Will be cool. The animations I've already shown in the video looks great. This actually looks cool. This elite quest, the Astral Bloom. I'm more excited by this. So the Astral Tear, this was data mined a while ago, but basically this is, how to describe this. This is Doctor Strange in Diablo. Opens up a portal to this new plane that looks really cool. It's a new elite quest here, and we don't have very many of these, okay? The Adventurer's Seeker in Westmarch. You'll aid a mysterious mage seeking to undo the wreckage of his past and fight against a foe that will make reality tremble. Travel to a town under siege, defend a mystic observatory belonging to one of the mage clans, and explore the deadly horizon of the astral realm. The Astral Bloom awaits you, adventurer. Players must have completed the main quest and have an adventurer journal in their possession to begin. So basically, you just got to get through the up to the main story of Stormpoint. So I'm actually mildly excited by this. I'm going to be honest. I saw the screenshots, and this actually looks rather fun. So I kind of like that. There's not many legendary quests. So here we go. New legendary gems. Gloom Cask, for instance. Your primary attack unleashes an aspect of gloom for 6 seconds, during which your primary attacks would trigger gloom blades that deal base damage. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually read these effects. Let's go through the 1-star first. These are their rank 10 values. Increases damage done by your charge skills by 20%. Charging speed is increased by 32%. I'm not necessarily extremely impressed by that, but so be it. Let's go to the 2-star here. Increases damage dealt by 24% to enemies suffering from a continuous damage effect. So this is, let me pause and look through my notes here. Yes, so looking at this here, the Pain Clasp 2-star gem. From my understanding, suffering from a continual damage effect is supposed to be some type of effect that is actually a debuff on the actual character itself. I don't want to stand by that 100% because the wording of this actually is different from when I saw this, is my understanding. It used to be suffering from a damage over time effect. Now it says suffering from a continuous damage. So they might have actually taken that question and feedback and transferred this 2-star gem into the version I was hoping it would have been, which is continual damage, not just a debuff effect. So I'm not going to say I know know 100% if this 2-star gem works with all continuous damage or only with the debuffs like I originally stated. I think let's test it come live. I do not have confirmation on that. However, I do have updated confirmation that they originally thought this one here, the 5-star gem, would not work on summons, but now it does. So let me actually explain this to you. So the 5-star gem, your primary attack unleashes an aspect of gloom for 6 seconds, during which time your primary attack will trigger gloom blades that deal 68% base damage plus 275 flat. Enemies hit by the gloom blades take 24% increased damage from your primary attacks for 3 seconds and cannot occur more often than once every 20 seconds. So this right here will in fact work with pets and summons, okay? Meaning Necromancer Golem's primary attack, Mage's primary attack, your Archer's primary attack, even the Barbarian summons, for instance, the Monk Mystic allies. All of these will have the 24% increased damage from primary attack, okay? Now, I do not know, and I did not get clarification on whether or not your primary attack also means that your summon's primary attack will trigger this effect as well. I would assume it only means your character's primary attack. However, the 24% increased damage from primary attacks will, in fact, be increased on your pets as well. This is a significant gem for Necromancers. In fact, this is maybe the new best gem in the game for Necromancers, I would assume, considering that 24% increased damage from summons would be pretty nuts. Granted, it's only for 3 seconds and cannot occur more than every 20 seconds, and this is not a buff, but a debuff on the enemy. Therefore, we cannot increase it with things like beneficial effect duration. Either way, this seems like a significant damage increase. However, from what I can tell, this no longer says damage over time effect, so I'm interested to see this 2-star gem might actually be better than the variant they showed to us prior. We're going to continue with the new set items here, the Banquet of Eyes. Now, this is an interesting one. Damage dealt to enemies suffering from your damage over time effects increased by 15%. That was effectively the same wording that I understand prior. I could have also been misremembering this as I don't have perfect notes, and I only got flashes of images. However, this right here is effectively what I asked about. Damage dealt to suffering your damage over time effects increased by 15%. I do have confirmation that this is only a damage over time effect that is actually on the enemy. This damage over time effects do not count as things like ground damage, abilities that leave puddles, things like that. It's not your tornado that's going. This is debuffs effectively that you place on an enemy. So Seeping Bile, for instance. Critical hit chances increased by 2.5% up to 25% for every nearby enemy suffering from your damage over time effects as well. Now, what's interesting about this is if we look at the 6th piece, when you apply a damage over time effect to an enemy, you enter Poison Rage for 12 seconds, during which your poison will corrode enemies, dealing damage over time for 3 seconds. Cannot enter Poison Rage more often than once every 40 seconds. Well, it's 12 seconds. It's a pretty long duration out of 40, so that leaves 28 seconds downtime. However, this 12 seconds can be increased. I also specifically asked about this, which was that this does, in fact, count as a buff. It is a 6-piece set bonus, so we're not going to be able to put Vithus on with it. But if you do have beneficial effect duration or any way of increasing beneficial effect, rank 10 Blessed Pebble comes to mind. This would actually increase the amount of time you are within Poison Rage, giving you more opportunity to deal damage. So I think the fact that you have the critical chance, damage from enemies suffering your damage over time, and then you directly apply this here to your Poison Rage, 12 seconds, I could see this actually potentially being quite good. This set only drops in Hell difficulty 5 or above, and additionally, the drop rate for set items across all dungeons on Hell difficulty 5 has been increased. They actually mean all Hell difficulties above 5, not just 5. That's a clarification there on that. Let's go ahead and continue here. You can see where you can get each of these items. So the rings will be from the new dungeon as well there. You can see Forgotten Tower. We'll have the belt, feet will be Mad Kings, and looks like rapid will be Amulet, hands will be the tomb. So for the most part, you get away with 4 of these being fairly easy farms, and only 2 of them are a little bit annoying. Looks like it'll be one of the easier farms for the set pieces. Now, we have another, whatever limited time event here. I barely ever go over these because they barely never matter. It's go ahead and kill some monsters. You get 1 pearl, 1 legendary crest, 1 random legendary item. These are the 3 rewards I want to see, which are random items, a pearl, and a crest. However, I still, once again, am going to cram in my feedback here. This should be 4 pearls, 3 legendary crests for these events. Otherwise, these are not events. These are borderline login rewards. This is not an event. We cannot call it an event. And especially should not be calling it a limited time event. These are login rewards, like at best. It's literally almost no rewards. Please, and once again, sending the strongest feedback I can, as polite as I can. 4 pearls, 3 crests. That should be the rewards. I think this is fairly obvious. Okay, let's continue. Recall a friend limited time event. So this is an event that is basically like recruit a friend, but bringing friends back into the game. If you look here, starting March 30th, reclaim the sanctuaries with a friend of your heroes by using recall a friend feature. Only players who have not logged in for at least 14 days or level 20 are eligible to recall. To recall friends, you must be at least level 30. Each player has a new code that can be found on the Recall a Friend event page. Copy and share this code with your friend. Alternatively, you can recall a player in in-game invitation system located within the events menu. So basically, it's recruit a friend, but for people that have played before. I will be posting my recall thing. I actually forgot when the recruit a friend event happened. I was going to just... I'm DM Diablo Immortal. I should put the link in there. I actually forgot to do this, so I never got the recruit a friend portrait. I don't want to miss on this one. So if you guys are thinking about trying the game out at all, look for my code for when this event comes out. It looks like this will be out March 30th. So if you're thinking about trying the game on March 30th with the update, please use my code so I can actually get the recruitment points for this event this time and stop forgetting about this here. You get some dust, you get some legendary crests, and it looks like there's actually no portrait for this one. So, oh well. Oh, well. And for the people that are recalled, you do actually get some bonus scrap, dust, etc. This should be like 2,000 dust, by the way. Dust is very difficult to catch up to. These rewards don't matter remotely. You don't really get any bonus rewards. Ability to recall players ends at April 27th. So this is basically just trying to get people back in there. Let's go ahead and get into future updates here. Activity rewards increase. You love to see the combination of rewards and increase. Hold on, Kitty wants out. So rewards increase have been needed. I think when Veldshot quit, one of the best points he made was that the rewards just feel bad. Like everything you do in the game, you just feel like you're not getting rewarded enough. And I actually agree with that sentiment. And I think this is something that should have been done basically on the launch, but let's continue. Rite of Exile is player beginning to both winning and losing sides will be rewarded with random items, including guaranteed legendary and set items, hilts, and scrap material. Good. I also want to see Beguiling Dust. This rewards are provided directly after completing the Rite of Exile. Okay, so winning and losing side gets legendary set items. Monsters killed inside the vault have a chance to reward items of a random rare they experience in gold. That's just a flat buff. Players that engage in the Shadow War will be rewarded with increased experience and guaranteed random legendary item. That's good because a lot of times people don't show up to Shadow War, myself included. Players that successfully defend the vault will be rewarded with hilts, experience, gold, and scrap materials. Again, I want to see dust, Beguiling Dust. But I guess defending the vault is people that are grinding a whole lot anyway for the Immortal, so balance mechanics fine adding it to the Shadow. But I would probably like to see this in both. Immortal Age of the Advancement chest reward hilts, items of random rarity, and gold. Heavy ornate chests. These got buff. These are the 4-player chests you see in the overworld that no one actually does. We reward the monster essence. This way you guarantee a monster essence. All main requests reward the additional experience. You like to see that. Players will receive a rare crest as they complete exploration achievements for each zone with a milestone of 50, 70, and 100%. This should be legendary crest. That's my feedback. Let's see what the developers notes say. All of these are okay and nice little bumps across the board. None of these I'm like, holy shit, wow. Just a heads up. But these are all nice. These are all, an increase, so I'll take it. Dev note, one overarching theme of this patch is restructuring of rewards. I wouldn't call this a restructuring. Our main goal was to dial up what players are earning from participating in different activities, based primarily on how much the activity takes to complete, as well as what the actual rewards offer. We want to make sure the players feel justly rewarded for their efforts. I would say the best one out of all these is Shadow Warriors, guaranteed a legendary item. That makes it worth the time to show up as well. Let's continue. Battleground and Rite of Exile balance. So if you guys have seen it before, I'll pull it up here, but there was a video by me moaning and groaning for basically 15 minutes about how the PvP system is complete dog shit in this game. And I basically don't play it because every time I play the PvP mode, look, it's this one right here, okay? Every time I play the PvP mode, it makes me want to quit the game. In fact, I sent a whole write-up to them explaining to them that I have never wanted to directly quit their game more than playing PvP. I legitimately got off of PvP and felt like I never wanted to log into the game again. That's how I felt. And I told them that I guarantee you other people are experiencing this when they get put on attacking side, basically where you have a death limit, that when this happens 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a row to you, you are so either upset like I am or like pissed off at the matchmaking. Not even like, I don't even care if I go 0-15, if I just suck and just die a bunch. That's different than actually before the game even starts, the game itself is telling you you're going to lose. I actually complained about this a lot. And the Battleground and the Rite of Exile balance here has been increased from 55 to 65 kills, which is a nice change. I want to read the developer's notes before I really give my input here. We have carefully reviewed data, player feedback, and gameplay and Battleground and Rite of Exile are keen on improving these features so that they feel more balanced, regardless of which side you're on. Our goal is to make precision changes that we will help shift the gameplay without changing too many aspects all at once. As we release these specific changes along with other featured updates, we will continue the review and consider further updates to the Battleground Cycle of Strife. AKA, I think what they're saying, just in corporate speak, is basically, hey, okay, so you guys are all moaning about this. We're going to bump up how many lives you have on defense or on attack, which is obviously needed. And if it continues to be a problem, we will reassess. There is a problem fundamentally with how the Battlegrounds work that cannot be salvaged in any way, shape, and form without a complete redo of how the map works. Either after halfway through the map, the teams switch sides. Now the other team has to do the exact same thing, and if they do it quicker, they win. But there is no balance mechanic. One team has an easier job than the other team, and the only way they can get that effective is basically how many lives do you have. But there is some matches in which legitimately the other team could basically get thousands of kills before your team would ever really push the objective. And so that is fundamentally a map flaw that basically cannot be fixed by tweaking the numbers, at least in my own personal opinion, okay? However, this is a nice change in the right direction, and we will see what happens with that. Shadow War time change now begins at 7:30. Preliminary round, 7:30 p.m. time. The countdown to the Shadow War will start at 7:10. Server time to give players enough okay, so this is what? This is just a change of time. This isn't actually changed. It's still 20 minutes. Okay, let's see what the note is. With the introduction of Accursed Towers, we wanted to smooth out the experience for clans participating in PvP multiple times in one day, rather than stretch out the period in which players need to be online. We felt it would be helpful to have these times remain static. Start 7:10, server time to give players... Okay, so I think they're moving it back 20 minutes, basically. So you join at the same time, or you join 20 minutes earlier, but it launches at the time that the 20 minutes would have been afterwards. That's the way I'm reading it. I could be reading it wrong. Whatever. I don't have the shadow times memorized off the top of my head, actually. Rare Crest here. Up to 10 Rare Crests may be used with each other riff run. Already mentioned this. Hero's Journey Chapter 5 to 6 have unlocked. Continue walking the path. Must have completed 1 through 4. Here's the rewards. 1 Legendary Crest, 900 hilts, 30 keys, 50,000 silver. I like the portal I like cosmetics. The cosmetics are good, but I really just don't understand how they can possibly, in these patch notes, release this thing where they're like, hey, we're going to add more rewards. Like, look at it. Like, where is it here? Okay. It's somewhere in future updates. I don't understand how they can both do this, activity rewards increase, because they realize this game doesn't give you enough rewards, and then literally have the hardest achievement diary here, like have this hardest achievement diary reward you with 1 legendary crest. I understand legendary crests are like the most valuable thing, but you get 0 pearls from the chapter of 5. The best thing you get is a cosmetic. You literally get like 50,000 gold and 30 keys. You get twice this much gold from doing 1 run of the vault that you can do every 10 minutes every single day. Even if you lose, by the way, in the vault. So I don't really understand why the rewards are so low still with new content that comes to the game. We don't need to put out the new content and learn the same lesson. Put out the new content and you've already learned the lesson. Where are the pearls? Why is this not 3 legendary crests? Why is this one not 5? What do you mean 1 legendary crest? Please, these legendary crests are not as valuable as you think they are. For the people that are not going to be dumping tens of... Actually, if for both ways. I'm just going to go and rant about this, okay? Look, Blizzard, for both of your demographics, okay, the people who are never going to spend money or barely spend anything, them getting legendary crest are not going to turn them into a $50,000 well. Okay? So giving to them won't increase it. Okay? And by the same logic, giving them legendary crest are not going to make them only ever be free to play, because you could give them 5 legendary crests in this one-time reward, 10 legendary crests. They still aren't going to take those 10 legendary crests and get so strong off them that it unbalances the game. What I'm trying to explain poorly is that both sides of the spender and the free-to-play, it changes absolutely nothing if you give people a few legendary crests now and then. The massive whales are still going to need to spend tens of thousands of dollars. How many legendary crests do you think they're running? It's thousands of them, not dozens of them. So giving people 1 legendary crest doesn't do anything for you in your demographics, because it isn't enough of an icebreaker that the free-to-play might start spending money, and it sure isn't going to get them close enough where they're going to start spending tens of thousands. And it's also, giving them a few isn't also going to be like, oh, the income is so much, I never have to spend money. You still have to spend money if you want to get the wings. That's just going to happen. It costs thousands of dollars, even for tier 2 wings, and it costs hundreds, if not thousands of crests, okay? So just, I don't understand where the logic comes from that we still were bleeding in legendary crests. Bro, you could be feeding people 5 times as many legendary crests as you already do, and it's still not going to be a problem. Just because of the way the drop system is, especially since we're releasing new gems, but whatever, okay? Hiltz vendor here has increased their inventory following 2 transactions may be performed up to 15 times each week. So now you can get more scrap and 75 hilts for 5 enchanted dust. Okay, small improvement to materials there for people that are really grinding to have more hilts. Activity calendar and scheduler, introducing quality of life with the scheduler. Tap the area in the warband clan menus has been increased. Activities that occur today or tomorrow, we state that instead of the numerical date. Okay. Nice, I suppose. Navigation menu received a few quality of life updates with the clan-centric feature releasing this major update. New clan tab has been added to the navigation menu. Both the new Accursed game mode and the clan-related features that are previously found in the faction tab can be found in the new clan. Okay, so this is just menu shit. Like in the menu, the new clan stuff will be in the clan menu. Who would have guessed? New bestiary entries. We're adding 20 new bestiary entries to catalog. Okay, so we got new codex bestiary as well. If after a player collects 10 bestiary entries, they receive a free rare crest. Okay, so more free rare crests. Players will also receive a legendary crest after collecting 50 and 100. Again, 50, 50, and 100. This is going to happen a couple times within the bestiary. Just tweak the numbers better. I like that we're adding this. I like this. Okay, I like the rare crest and legendary. This is a smart addition tied to the bestiary. People are farming. But please start upgrading the amount of legendary crests anytime we're adding this. Would just be my continued opinion. So, new clan system, and they really want people to join new clans. So they have some bulletin points here because they really want people to join basically bigger, better clans. When a player searches for an available clan to join, they'll be sorted from highest to lowest on the list according to current number of online players. So they're going to show the most active first. Players without the clan will give more guidance. So they're going to basically try to say, hey, join this one. It's AKA the larger clans that keep a spot or 2 open for the grinders. They're going to start getting spammed by randoms. Players currently in a clan now can apply to a new clan without currently leaving their current clan. If accepted a new clan, they'll automatically leave the old one and join the new one. That's a problem, actually. That's actually a significant problem. If you can just join clans with automatically, and I'm assuming there's no cooldown on this because that's what it's reading as, this is going to really fuck up the Shadow. I mean, am I right? Is this not going to fuck up the way the Shadow Immortal system works? There's supposed to be a cooldown on this so that when the Rite of Exile appears, you don't just have people hopping clans all over the place. If it's instantaneous and the Rite of the Exile happens, can't people just swap clans? Because that was once a strategy we were considering when we were running multiple clans back in the day, but then we realized there's a cooldown and we still swapped members around to distract people, etc. Maybe I'll read on. Maybe they didn't. Okay, so there's got to be more to this because maybe they didn't mention it yet. Clan leaders now have a member recruitment interface, making it easier for them. Okay, so clan leaders now directly invite adventurers to join them. If adventurer accepts, they will automatically become a shadow. So now you don't actually have to even worry about becoming a shadow. So they actually removed like the stipulations on that. They actually made this work. Okay, I think we're going to talk about this in a separate video because this is actually, if there's no cooldown, this is actually like potentially a big problem, actually. Let's continue. Hide helmet cosmetic option. Thank God, that was supposed to be in the previous one, but there was bugs. So now you can actually hide your helmet. And then bug fixes, which if I click here, there'll probably be none. There almost never is. Actually, there is, March 21st. Let's see, what do we have? Gameplay fixes, Demon Hunter, Strafe, and Barbarians, Whirlwind skills, didn't ignore collision with enemies, that's nice. A Demon Hunter Vengeance skill didn't function properly with the Hate Sheath item. Okay. Barbarian wasn't able to interact with NPCs or objects. I haven't experienced that. Players can no longer interrupt zone cools, remove over the firewalls. Okay. I don't know if this is referring to the skipping of it and you can basically teleport over the top of the wall, or if this is actually, you get locked out. And then they fixed the WSD problem. Okay. That is the breakdown of this. The rewards increase are nice, more rare crests, more legendary crests factually than we had before. So the rewards are in fact getting better. I would still, every single time we're talking about rewards, I'm still going to shoot for the moon because I still think even with the reward update, we could be doing better. The clan thing's really sticking in my head that that has to not work that way. There's got to be, you apply and then you have to wait 12 hours or something. If it's automatic, that's actually a major issue. We have the new dungeon, new set items, new gems. The new gems, the 2 and 5-star one. 5-star one particularly looks good, especially because it works with Necromancer. There's actually a significant amount in this update. We have the new storyline. So there's a pretty good amount to actually pick through here, and this is going to be coming basically tomorrow for the US and North America side of things, and then the day after for everybody else. Let me know in the comments what you think about this patch notes, which parts you're concerned about, and which parts you're excited for. And with that being said, love you all. See you on the next Diablo Immortal video.